Yes, it's time for another great episode of Tommy Maroon Sports Show right here on WCTV. We're going to have a lot of fun, folks. I'm going to start off by talking about the Cleveland Guardians, then we're going to get to the really exciting stuff, as we all know. First, the Cleveland Guardians, of course, pitching stats led by a man named Tanner Bybee, I guess, but we'll see. ERA 380, team ERA 380, 12 shutouts, 34 saves, 1,062 innings pitched, 979 hits given up, 120 long balls given up, 1.27 whip, and of course, 243 opponent average. Series recaps: Guardians against the Blue Jays. Guardians tied the series at 2. Tanner Bybee, 7 shutout innings in Game 2, and Ramon Laureano had the lone RBI in Game 2. That's right, Ramon Laureano, new addition to the Guardians. On behalf of guys like Cole Calhoun. And then Kevin Gausman responded the next day with 7 shutout innings. And George Springer had the lone home run and RBI in Game 3. Then Brian Rocchio, 2 RBIs in Game 4. And then George Springer was ejected in Game 4. Of course, did you and George Springer stole signs with the Astros? Of course, the Astros won the World Series last year, but still, I'm pretty sure most Yankees and Dodgers fans are still very bitter about it for obvious reasons. And then Guardians at the Rays. Should have been sweeping time for the Guardians, but they blew the first 2 games, my word, and still lost the series 2-1. Oh boy, is that frustrating. Guardians were down by 4 in Game 1, and then they tied it up to then bomb the 9th where the Rays walked it off with a home run. My goodness, that was frustrating. And then Emmanuel Clase in Game 2 self-destructed for what would be his 9th blown save of the campaign. Oh ye gods, 9 blown saves. That is so frustrating. My goodness. And Randy Arozarena hit a walk-off single that got past Ramon Laureano, who slammed his glove in frustration when it turned out that he did not make the play. But fortunately, Game 3 was a little bit different. You saw Andres Gimenez hit a home run. You saw the Guardians really have a lot of fun in that game. As you can tell, he steps on the bag. I don't think he ever stepped on the bag right there. We still look close. I don't know, because I don't watch the Guardians because, I have Dish, which is really frustrating because Dish hasn't carried Guardians baseball since 2019, mid-2019, and it makes me very sad and frustrated that I can't watch the Guardians or Cavs, but I try to follow them in any way, shape, or form. Mr. Tanner Bybee had 7 innings of 2-run ball in Game 3, which was really good to see. But you know what's not good to see? The Guardians struggling immensely out there. My word, 57-62. They've scored 485 runs and have given up 485 runs. Good Lord. And they are, what now? 8.5 out of the wild card. They are closer to the Tigers. I believe 9, 10, 11 and a half plus 1 half is 12. That's 3.5. Yeah, they're closer to the Tigers than they are to the Twins. That's not good. What's also not good is that they're playing a sneaky hot Reds team. Of course, they've been a little bit on the cold side lately, but still. Logan Allen pitching, then Noah Syndergaard. I gotta give it to the Guardians. Their pitching, starting pitching, has just been fine as of late. But you know what has not been fine as of late? All the bullpen, the hitting, everything is just so sad to see, folks. But you know what's not sad to see? That's right, Tommy's Picks is back! All right, I can't believe it. We've waited since February, March. I think late February, early March for Tommy's Picks, mid-March, I think, now that if my memory best suits me right. But it's the glorious return of Tommy's Picks. It is back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be so much fun. First, we're going to talk about the Northeast Ohio versus America's Showcase. which is going to be some of the most hyped up games in the history of high school football. All 4 games are at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, except for the first one, Massillon, Washington versus Valdosta, which is at, where do you call it? Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. In fact, Paul Brown Tiger Stadium was supposed to host all 4 games, but ultimately hosted just one of them, being the, what do you call it? Massillon, Washington, Valdosta game. Valdosta has won more games than any other school in the history of high school football. And Massillon, Washington is the 4th all-time winningest program in high school football. It's going to be at their house, Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. I expect nothing short of a packed house there. I think Valdosta is going to have a lot of people fly up north to Massillon to watch what should be a fine and dandy game. My goodness. And Massillon, Washington against Valdosta. Give me the Tigers. Those Tigers are very good at what they do. It's going to be one of the most electric atmospheres ever at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Probably the biggest game ever in the history of Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. And then you have St. Ed's against Center Grove. I believe Center Grove won the state championship the year prior. Of course, St. Ed's won the state championship in the last 2 years. I got the Eagles winning this one. And then Hoban against Frederick Douglass. Of course, Hoban played for the state championship last season. They lost to Toledo Central Catholic, which is funny because Toledo Central Catholic is now Division III. What? Division III? I know. I don't believe it. I got the Knights. And then Glenville Tarblooders and Ted Ginn Sr., the head coach, against Dinwiddie Generals of Virginia. I got Glenville winning that one. And then Friday night on WHBW, which is once again your one stop for all things Highland Hornets and all things Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, will be a privilege and honor to call one of the biggest games of all of Week 1 this season. And one of the biggest games of all season long. That's right, folks. We're talking about a huge sandstorm approaching Granger, Ohio, as in the song Sandstorm, which we are going to play after every touchdown. If not, we're going to play Kerncraft after every touchdown. Highwood Hudson, 10-0 against 10-0. The reigning American Conference champions against the reigning National Conference champions. D2R 6 powerhouse against D2R 5 powerhouse. Suburban League powerhouse against Suburban League powerhouse. It's going to be one of the biggest games ever. My little brother's going to be in the marching band for this game. Holy cow. I got the Hornets winning it. And I have some memes that I posted based off the Highland Hornets and Sandstorm. Like this one right here, folks, if we can show it. It is of Wallace telling Peter, "Peter, the sandstorm is here." I'll lower the brightness for you in a minute. There we go. There, Peter, the sandstorm is here. And there's Darude right there. And we got another meme, folks. Don't worry. It's of Ollie Williams, the famous weatherman. Of course, everyone loves Ollie. He's really funny on Family Guy. It's Tom Tucker telling Ollie what's the weather. He says, "What's the weather in Granger, Ollie?" "Sandstorm outside," is what Ollie says. And Tom Tucker says, "Thank you, Ollie." Oh man, Ollie's really funny. All he does is just, Ollie. Didn't mean to say that, but I did. All he does, say it again. But what he does is that he doesn't say much, except he goes right brief and to the point. Like, it's raining outside, or it's raining sideways, or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, there's going to be a sandstorm on Friday night. I would play it, but I've dedicated my time to not play Sandstorm until Friday night, where I'm going to play it ad nauseum. I'm going to be blaring it outside. I'm going to be blaring it in my car. I'm going to be blaring it on my Amazon Alexa. I'm going to be playing it all day in spirit of the Hornets beating Hudson, in hopes of the Hornets beating Hudson, which I think can be done. But yeah, the Sandstorm on Friday night. Woo boy, that's going to be a lot of fun. What's also going to be a lot of fun are some more Tommy's picks as we see them once more. Wadsworth against Barberton, picking the Grizzlies to win that at Arkwright Stadium. Talmadge against the Brecksville Bees. I got an upset right here. I got Brecksville winning this one. And then still against Medina, going to be Medina as my lock of the week. Danny Stoddard is just a man that guns the ball. And he is one of the best quarterbacks in the state, one of the best in the country. Avon against Brunswick. Give me the Eagles for that. Berea Mid-Park hosting Cleveland Knights at the famous George Finney Stadium, Trestle Field, which is the best place to catch a game of D3 football. I'm not biased as a Ball Wallace Yellow Jacket. Just kidding. Of course I am. I'm picking the Cleveland Knights Tigers to win that. Then Walsh against Benedictine. Walsh Jesuit against Benedictine. Benedictine did not win a game last season. However, a lot of Benedictine Bengals faithful are indeed confident that this is going to be the year that they knock off Walsh in an upset on the road. I can't see that happening, though. Give me the Warriors. And then Maple Heights against North Royalton. Those are some two good schools playing some high school football out there. I think Maple Heights will win the 48-minute war. And then Nordonia against Bedford. I'm picking Nordonia. Olmsted Falls against Solon. Of course, Solon is in the National Conference now, but this year they will not be playing in the National Conference for football due to scheduling conflicts. So what they will do instead is play their GCC schools in football. Otherwise, they will be in what do you call it, National Conference and everything else. But still, Olmsted Falls against Solon. I got the Bulldogs winning that. North Ridgeville against North Olmsted. That should be a good game, but I'm picking North Ridgeville. Hoover against Buckdale. Buckdale had a Cinderella run last season. My Lord, they did impressive, didn't they? I got Buckdale winning that. Then Cloverleaf against Buckeye. I have the Colts winning it in a Medina County showdown. Holy Name against Padua Franciscan. I got the Bruins winning that. And then Valley Forge against Gilmore Academy. I have Gilmore Academy. The Notre Dame Cathedral Latin against Riverside. Last but not least, I have Riverside winning that one. Of course, there's so much excitement coming up here. Not just on WHBW, but also for the OHSAA. Holy cow, it's going to be so much fun. Man, oh man, it's going to be Sandstorm, it's going to be Kerncraft, it's going to be so much fun. Where's my list? There it is, it's right there. Our list of songs, as you could tell, right here. It's SpongeBob. You know what to do is go to work, go to work, go to work, go to work, go to work. And it is right there. I hope you can read it. But yeah, we are going to play that for each scenario, and it's going to be so much fun. My goodness. If you're not going to go to Granger on Friday night, of course, that reminds me, Friday Night Touchdown is going to return. Holy cow, we got to vote for Friday Night Touchdown. Game of the week. We got to spam it ad nauseum. Highland Hudson, Highland Hudson is third. 589 votes. We gotta vote. As I said on my story on Snapchat, vote or die. That might sound a little bit too harsh, but I hope people get the message. As you can tell right here, vote or die. Vote or die. Of course, don't die. Of course, you won't die if you don't vote, but still. Good marketing campaign. Get you, or strikes fear into you thinking, oh God, I gotta vote now, otherwise I'm gonna die. But yeah, Friday Night Touchdown. Currently Streetsboro and CVCA is winning, followed by Chardon West Geauga, then Hudson, Highland, and then Cleveland Heights. And Berea Mid Park. It's got to change. 589 votes now for the Black and Green Brigade's big game. Sorry for not looking at the screen, folks. I just have to vote. I have to vote the heck out of this. It's still stuck at 589, but man, oh man, you just got to spam it. Spam, 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 because it's 10-0 against 10-0, and we're going to play Sandstorm and Kerncraft after every touchdown. I know I keep on saying it, but it's true. It's going to be so much fun. We'll see how I did this week for Tommy's picks next week, and talk more Cleveland Guardians and D3 football picks coming up very soon. But until then, I'm Tommy Maroon thanking you. Stay tuned on WHBW. Stay tuned on WCTV, because it's going to be a lot of fun in the upcoming days. We'll see you then.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.